All work and no play makes Steve a dull boy. Welcome to the Opinionated Prepper. I'm Steve, the dull boy. I've got a question for you. What do you do for quality time? Do you spend time with your family? Do you have a family? If you don't have a family, do you spend quality time with your friends? What do you do? Are you a good old boy that likes to go out and two-step and dance and listen to music, shoot pool, drink a beer that doesn't have a weirdo on the can? Or are you more of a homebody, watch movies, read, Sudoku, and the like? Or do you go to the beach with your family, buy a pool, have your dog jump in the pool, break the pool, get mad, kick your dog? Don't kick your dog. I'm just wondering. A lot of people have the problem that, maybe I'm the only one with the problem. I don't know. But I'd like to think other people have the problem. They run and they run and they run and they do the daily routine. And the only difference between a rut and a grave is the graves don't have the ends kicked out yet. They get up, they bite, chew, swallow, repeat. And they lose focus. They know what they have to do, but they don't know why they're doing it. I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of that a lot. And then I find myself just getting so bogged down with the daily grind of chores and tasks and jobs that I get angry. And I don't get like fighting mad. I tend to get real short, and I get snippy, aggravated that I'm having to deal with the whole thing. So I have to take time out. I have to decompress. I have to put myself back into the knowledge of why I'm doing it, or more precisely, who I'm doing it for. I don't care about me if SHTF. I don't care. I can keep on keeping on. But I do it to make sure my loved ones, the people that I care about, the people that are my world, that they don't have to go without. I have to remember that. If I get bogged down too far, I don't even remember that family. Don't get me wrong, I do. And I still spend time with them and yada yada. But the things that I always take a step back and appreciate, I take for granted. I do too much. I told you my grandson, all of my grandsons, and my soon-to-be granddaughter, I'm excited for that. They're the reasons that I do what I do. My kids are grown up and they're, out of the house, and I still appreciate them and I do for them. And I have conversations, but it's adult conversations, and it's joking with them. They're still my babies, but still, they can handle themselves. They have their own lives. And that's an enjoyment because I enjoy listening to what's going on with them, but my grandchildren, my grandboys are the things that bring me joy. I see them do real silly stuff, and I laugh about it. They fill my heart. I love those little goofballs, and I take time out to appreciate how goofy they are, the things they say, the stuff they do. But if I get front sight focused and I'm worried about, do I have enough feed? Do I have enough alternative ways of feeding my animals if feed dries up? Do I have enough food? Did I rotate my stocks to make sure that the food that I have doesn't go bad? Do I have enough alternative heat for the winter time? Do I have ways to cool if bad things happen? Do I have enough fuel? Do I have enough blah blah blah? If I let myself get weighed down with that, and with listening to the news and all of the bad stuff that's going on, how this country's doing this and this natural disaster happened there, the shortages that I see that are happening right now and that are going to be coming down the line, the inflation, all of the bad stuff, it tends to put me in a bad frame of mind. And then my appreciation kind of wanes. And my quality of life goes downhill. And then I find myself more focused on the quantity of life. And what the hell is the point of having an abundance of life if you're not enjoying the life that you have? Who wants to live another 100 years when you're not even taking time to appreciate the time that you have right now? So guys, do me a favor. Go down in the comments. Tell me what you do to decompress, to unplug yourself from this world. I'd really be interested in hearing about it. Have a conversation going, having a dialogue. That's part of quality too. Interacting with other people. You know, just so long as you don't infiltrate my bubble when I don't want you to, and as long as you're arm's distance away from me, I'll talk to you all day. That's quality. Are you the same way, or do you want to have people close, you know, and let them jump on you and be all lovey-dovey and mushy and get you full of slobber and germs and icky yucky stuff? To each their own, I guess. You know, I can spend all day long with a person in the same room as me and not say a word and be completely content. That's the way, I like it. But you gotta have quality. I know I've said that before. And I'm just wondering, because sometimes I run out of things to do and run out of the appreciation, and I can't reset my mind quite as much because I'm not anticipating or being excited about things that I have planned for quality. Which leads me into another thing. In your preps, pardon me, if you have a family, or if you're going to be with a group or a certain person or people and they have young children, what are you doing to prepare for the children? The children are going to be scared to death, and it doesn't even have to be a global catastrophe. It can be a personal SHTF. It's not just your life, it's not just your worries, it's just not your fears. The children are sharing that with you, and they don't know how to wrap their heads around it. Their lives are being upended while yours are too. Are you buying them books? Are you buying them educational toys? My grandkids are fantastic when it comes to STEM toys. They're little scientists. In all honesty, if regulation wasn't so strict and I could buy the chemistry sets today that my parents bought for me back in the day, I wouldn't have a house. I'd have a pit with a looming mushroom cloud. My grandkids are mischievous. But you see, that's why I take time out, because I love being mischievous with them. And I love laughing at their goofiness. They're fantastic. They're always good for a laugh. And I'm raising them just like Papa so they can say some pretty off-the-wall stuff. But are you buying them board games, blocks? You know, or if they're into games right now where they do online learning or anything on devices, and there doesn't even need to be an event where internet gets knocked out in 2025 or anything like that. It can be that bills get so high you need to shut your internet off. They don't have the thing that fills their time anymore. They're going to be very bored, and then they might get into trouble experimenting with things, and then you're going to get mad. So what are you doing to divert their attention and to take up some of their time, just so they can take a break from all of the bad stuff going on around them? What do you do? Do you have anything put away for yourself when it comes to that? You know, my elderly women folk in my family, all of them, if they weren't darning a sock, they were crocheting and stuff like that. They loved, my grandmother passed it down to my mom and so on. You know, and they did word searches, they did Sudoku, they did all of that stuff, and I'd find myself every once in a while getting some of the books that are left around with the pages undone, and I'll be doing the word searches and everything like that. I'm not really a fan of fictional books. I read informational books to try and expand my knowledge, so I don't really enjoy getting lost in a good story. I just don't. With me, with that, I'm a movie buff. I like watching the movies. Not going to be able to watch very many movies if I don't have the internet, if my electricity I'm trying to cut down. So what do? You know, I mean, me, I happen to really enjoy learning. So buying all the informational books that I have, that's an enjoyment in itself. I can get lost in knowledge. But what do you do? You know, I mean, I haven't picked up my guitar in quite a while, but I still keep it just for those days that I feel like strumming it. Are you getting musical instruments? Do you enjoy music? Are you collecting old LPs and vinyl? Do you have an amount of fuel set out for entertainment time so you can play DVDs, play CDs, play records, cassettes, 8 tracks, a phonograph? Doesn't matter. Are you setting a dedicated amount of electricity for that just so you can have enjoyment time? Believe it or not, that's very, very essential. You know, a lot of people would think, nah, that's just a waste of electricity. No, you're going to slowly go insane, and you're going to end up the way that it was in the beginning. You're going to be a dull boy, and you're going to snap and take an axe to a door. If your name's Johnny, it's just fitting. But still, take some time out for yourself, guys. I kind of did that with this one. Tired of articles, tired of opinions, tired of bad news in the world. Need to take a little bit of a time out when it comes to that stuff. And it'll probably just be the day. So if you don't like this opinion, continue tuning in. There will be more. I'm not taking a break from the channels. For those of you that were concerned about that, don't be. For those of you that were hoping, but I digress. Today being prep day and all, I don't think I'll have a YouTube video tomorrow. I'll have a Rumble video because I do Bible lessons on the Sabbath. I'll do a Christian message on Sunday. You know, because anybody that kind of jumps back and forth will tell you there's a difference between a Bible lesson and a sermon. So I'll try my best to give a sermon on YouTube on Sunday. Go to locals, I'll delve a little bit more into the knowledge I drop on the Rumble channel. A little bit more history, a little bit more factual, a little bit less inspirational. Until then, same things. Book, coffee, a thank you. Follow me on here and there and everywhere. An email to get a hold of me if you have any questions. Like I said, I get enough of the questions and I'll dedicate a segment to it. But enjoy your weekend, and God willing, we'll see you tomorrow.